Hey everybody, it's Joe Pro and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be doing something really silly here, guys. It's kinda ridiculous, but it is Valentine's Day after all, and I wasn't gonna make this video, but I thought, you know what? It's Valentine's Day, and a lot of us are feeling lonely, a lot of us are feeling sad, so you might want to hang out with Joe Pro for a little bit and kind of spend part of your evening that way. It sounds really depressing when I say it out loud, but it's okay, because I'm hanging out with you guys as well, and we're talking about Paper Mario, our favorite thing in the entire world, of course. You guys are cool, you're hanging out with me, we're talking Paper Mario, and in fact, we are going to be talking about something cool. We're talking about date spots in the worlds of Paper Mario. So we're actually going to do a tier list of the best date spots, whether it's first date spots or just like, you know, kind of a honeymoon getaway. That kind of depends on the placement, I guess. We'll kind of figure that out as we go, as far as which type of list it will be, but I'm kind of thinking more of a, I don't know, should it be honeymoon getaway or should it be first date? First date spot or honeymoon getaway? It's that's like two different things. That's like those lists would be wildly different. I don't know which one to do. Let me think about it for a second. But in the meantime, this is a similar topic to my hottest Paper Mario characters and top 5 best and worst places to live in Paper Mario videos. So if you haven't already checked those out, make sure to check those out. I love making really fun Paper Mario rankings. So this is kind of the same thing except unscripted. And I still don't know what kind of list to make. Hold on. Let me think about it and then I will come back. Okay, you know what? All right, I'm back. It is Valentine's Day. I really wanted to do like a honeymoon thing because I thought that'd be really funny, but it's Valentine's Day. So it's not about first date or 10th date or 1000th date with someone you've been with for years. It's just about a Valentine's date. So the video will be where we're tier ranking the best Valentine date locations in Paper Mario, whether that's with a girlfriend or someone you just met, I don't know, or with a boyfriend or anything. It doesn't matter. The point is you're on a date. This is where you're going. This is my opinion, of course, and it's just going to be based on where I think would be cool and where I think would be terrible. So we got to get into this list, guys. It's taken forever to get started because I'm crazy. So here we go. We got the stuff here. I didn't really know what to label these, so the best of the best is marriage material, meaning if you bring someone there, I mean, they're gonna wanna marry you. They're gonna want to be married to you. It's a great, amazing Valentine's date location. Below that is romantic getaway, which explains itself. Great date night, you know, average. It's a good date, but nothing crazy. The next is cheap and lame. Also, you could call that Rip Cheeto. I guess it's one of his types of dates. Rip Cheeto would probably go in the cheap and lame. And then you're getting dumped. That's the kind of place that General White would probably bring a betrothed woman or some, you know, fancy babam lady, and then he would get dumped because General White is the worst, as you all know. So let's just get right into it. These are in a random order here. I didn't really look through them, so I don't know what's in here, what's not. I assume it's most of the locations from the first 3 games is what it looks like, but let's see. So, the Goomba Village for a date spot for Valentine's. I'm gonna set it down here while I think. It would be pretty bad, honestly. I mean, there's not much going on. There's a house and a little tiny hotel, and there's a veranda that you can go look out on, kind of romantic until it collapses and you break your neck and have to go through surgery, and then your significant other leaves you because you can no longer work a job and your health insurance drops you and life is miserable. And yeah, so I would not recommend going to the Goomba Village. In fact, I don't know if it's you're getting dumped territory, but it's pretty cheap and lame, and you're honestly probably gonna get dumped, but we don't have to go quite that far. Okay, next up here, it's the Glitz Pit, but what I've noticed is there's other Glitz Pits, so I guess I guess it depends on what room you're in, and looks like we're starting with the best. We're starting with the Champions Room, and you guys should see my face right now, because if there's one thing about the Champions Room, it's that it has a really nice private bed in there, And so, I mean, it's a nice room. There's like a nice rug, and there's some presents for the champion, and there's a picture of the champion, a painting, and it's really nice. I mean, it would be a romantic getaway, I think. And of course, you can go watch the games, watch people get beat up. I mean, who doesn't love that on Valentine's Day, watching people get beat to a pulp and then coming back to their private room and snuggling in this tiny little twin bed that's made of wood, by the way. It would be very comfortable. But, you know, it's the thought that counts, and it's a nice place, so we're gonna put it here as a romantic getaway. Next up is from the first game, Boo's Mansion here. We got a little Bombette and Mario running around. So, I mean, personally, I think that would be so cool to go there, but you'd have to walk through Forever Forest first, and I don't know if many dates would like that. And then once you get there, it is a little bit haunted, but it's also kind of cool, so I don't know. I mean, I think it depends on the person and the date. It's definitely not cheap and lame, though, and it's not you're getting dumped, so I think it needs to go on great date night. I and a lot of other people, I think, would have fun in a spooky haunted house for their date night on Valentine's, but maybe not quite romantic territory. Let me make sure I'm still recording. Yeah, this is going good. Okay. Okay, what's this? I don't even know. What's it called from Super Paper Mario? It's like the Craggly Land, the land of the Cragnons. There we go. Why? Like, why would you want to go there? You're getting dumped. You're getting dumped if you go to Land of the Cragnons, unless your significant other is an avid archaeologist and an avid explorer, in which case it's cheap and lame, but you're not gonna get dumped. For now, I'll put this in cheap and lame, because it could be worse, I guess, but like, what are you gonna do there? Look at ugly flowers? I don't understand. Moving on to the creepy steeple. This is a ridiculous video, by the way, if you haven't figured that out yet, and you guys should all probably be doing something else, but you know, we're here together, it's Valentine's Day, and we're gonna enjoy it. Gosh dang it. The creepy steeple from the Thousand Year Door, again, kind of falls under the Boo's Mansion territory, except Boo's Mansion is at least not hostile, like, you know you're gonna live, whereas at the creepy steeple and, you know, Twilight Town in general, you're liable to turn into a pig. And I feel like if you bring a date, a Valentine's date somewhere, and they turn into a pig, then your relationship is probably gonna be off to a rocky start, or you're not gonna have a relationship at all, aka you're getting dumped. So, honestly, for that logic alone, I feel like this one makes sense for you're getting dumped. It would be cool to go there, and the moon is actually really romantic now that I think about it. And, yeah, I mean, like, Dupless could Airbnb up his penthouse suite. He's got, like, a bathtub in there, and a TV, and like, a nice chair, rocking chair. So, that's tough. Like, that could be a romantic getaway. But you could also get dumped if they turn into a pig. So I don't really know. I don't really know what to say for this one. I guess we'll just leave it where it's at for now, and then we'll come back to it. So the Crystal Palace. We gotta start moving through these a little faster. This is gonna be like a 2-hour video. Crystal Palace. It's fun, it's cool, it's pretty, and the music's nice, but there's like nothing to do there, and you're gonna be cold, so I don't think your date would like that very much. So I'm gonna say cheap and lame, but better than Goomba Village at least, I would say. And then Dry Desert, Dry Outpost specifically. Again, not much to do, kind of cheap and lame, better than Land of the Cragnons. And I guess, is it better than Goomba Village? I mean, I guess so. At least there's like other people there, and there's like a bigger, more developed hotel and community, so I guess it's better than that. Oh, wow, the Excess Express. This is great. Yeah, I mean, yeah, marriage material all the way. Heck yeah, that would be amazing. I mean, I would love to go on the Excess Express. It's like my favorite Paper Mario location, I think, at this point, and I love trains, and to go on a date where, I mean, you'd have 3 days, so like Valentine's Days, you'd have 3 days and 2 nights, so you'd have a whole weekend, kind of a a 3-day weekend going. So you're off work, and you're going on this train. There's comfy beds. There's nice romantic dinners. There's just so much to do and so much to see, and that's all I can say, right? It explains itself. It would be such a beyond a romantic getaway. You'd end up with an engagement by the end of it, and would probably be getting married in Poshley Heights, which I'm sure we'll get to shortly. But yeah, that's our first marriage material. Far Outpost is, again, cold, but I mean, at least there's a cannon, and I think there's a hotel there, I think, but maybe there's not. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, it's cool. I wouldn't call it cheap and lame, so I guess it's a great date night, but not as good as Boo's Mansion. Flip side is just a town. I mean, it's a cool tourist attraction, I guess, but like there's nothing to do. So we're gonna put it in cheap and lame, and we'll put it right here. And then Flower Fields is beautiful. Seeing the great tree there. I forget his name. Wise Wisterwood, I think. But that would be cool. It's very beautiful. It'd be a nice Valentine's Day excursion, I would say. So, it's not great, but I guess we could put it at the bottom of great date night / date day. Next up is Flurry's house. Okay, so you're picking up your Valentine's date and you're just going to someone's house to celebrate. So that's interesting. I guess assume it's an Airbnb. So you think about the context. You're inside the great Bogley Woods, which is gorgeous, and you're staying in this magnificent 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom Airbnb. It has a disco floor built in, beautiful carpet, and it's really a nice place. So thinking about it with that context, honestly, this is one of the best. Is it marriage material for going on that? I would say probably not. I mean, it's a really nice romantic getaway. Definitely better than the Glitz Pit. But I don't know that it's like marriage material, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's a pretty view, but you're just staying in someone else's house and having a little bit of a fancy time there, if you know what I mean. Next is Fort Francis. This is like, why would you go there unless your date was with Francis, in which case I could see why you would want to go to his fort and hang out with him on Valentine's Day. I think that would be fun for you silly lovers out there who crush on Francis all the time, like Albert Boris. But yeah, no, this one's pretty bad in general. It's cheap and lame. This one is, what is this doing here? Like, what is this list? This is crazy. This is outer space, but it's a grocery store. It's the little quickie mart in outer space that you go to get like a candy bar in Super Paper Mario. That's ridiculous. If you bring your lover all the way to outer space and you go to the nearest convenience store, then I hate to say it, but you're getting dumped. Okay? If that's your agenda in outer space on Valentine's Day to go get some candy bars, then at least in my opinion, you're getting dumped. Maybe some people are more into that, but I am not. Castle Bleck here is like, why would you go there again? I mean, we'll call it cheap and lame. I guess it's cooler than most of these, so we'll put it up here, but like, what are you gonna do at Castle Bleck? It's pointless. There's nothing to do there for a date experience. Next, we have the Great Tree and the Great Bogley Woods. It's a nice place. We love it there. It's, again, very similar to the Flurry's house, except, you're not able to really stay there, so it's not going to be as romantic. It's more of a tourist attraction. So we'll call it a great date night, and we'll put it here. I still feel like Boo's Mansion is pretty cool. That would be such a fun, kind of like an escape room date night, except also haunted and a beautiful home, so it fits the bill. Gusty Gulch. If you go to Gusty Gulch for Valentine's Day, you're getting dumped, but maybe not as hard as if you bring your date to a convenience store for the entire festivity. Hooktail's Castle, kind of a tourist attraction, I suppose, also kind of dangerous there. So some of these are kind of just like hard to rank because they're not like places you would actually want to go unless you were just like a archaeological research nerd like Goombella. Then if you brought her here on a date, she'd probably be very affectionate to you and give you lots of kisses all over the place. But for most people, I guess, I don't know, I'll put it like here. Maybe I shouldn't be including dungeons in this, to be honest. Maybe we'll take them out at the end. But for now, we can talk about them, because why not? Okay, we gotta get through this. Keelhaul Key, I mean, it's the beach, right? It's the beach, it's nice. Francesca and, what's his name? Francesca and Larry. I want to call him Larry. His name's not Larry. What's her husband's name? Francesca and it's the guy that takes over the Pianta Syndicate, but I can't think of his name. But anyways, they move back there after going back and forth and eloping. What is his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh my god, what is... I almost just thought of it. It just popped in my head and then it left again. It's like a mafia name. What? Oh, it's Frankie. It's Frankie. Not Larry, it's Frankie. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, Frankie and Francesca, which makes sense, I guess, for their names. They come back here and they think it's romantic, and you know, they also fight and almost break up there. But overall, it's a romantic getaway. It's better than Glitz Pit, but not as good as Flurry's house. Koopa Brothers Fortress is bad. God, we can't include dungeons. All right, we're not doing the dungeons, guys. It's like, what's the point of including dungeons here? It doesn't make sense. We'll leave a few of them, like Creepy Steeple and Fort Francis, because you know you might be on a date to go visit him. We can leave this one, the Crystal Palace, because it's kind of cool, I guess. And Great Bogley Tree, and yeah, everything else is fine. But some of these, like, it's just silly to rank them. So we're gonna skip just a few of the dungeons. Koopa, what is this? Koopa Village. Koopa Village would be nice, cute little getaway, I think, but nothing that crazy. I mean, it's cheap and lame, but it's on like the best end of cheap and lame, I think. And then Glitz Pit. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna rank the locker rooms, because obviously it's just you're going to the Glitz Pit, but the room and board is not as nice, so it would rank lower. But we're just gonna consider going to the Glitz Pit includes staying in the Champions Room as like your Airbnb or your hotel room, and that's it. That's the only Glitz Pit we're gonna include. Well, really, it's all of Glitzville. It's going to Glitzville and experiencing all of Glitzville and seeing the pit and then staying in the room. That's a romantic getaway. In fact, that one, I think I'll put that one up above the Keelhaul Key, because that's a lot. That's a lot of things to see and experience together. Merle's Mansion, do we want to include that? I mean, it's basically just a dungeon. Is there anything worth talking about? Oh yeah, no, we definitely want to include that. That one's funny. Yeah, this one, you're getting dumped the hardest of all of the getting dumped, because you're going to bring your significant other there for Valentine's, and they're actually going to get enslaved, and you and them are going to have to run in a hamster wheel for like 10 years to pay off your debt. So happy Valentine's to you. You are getting dumped very badly. And worst of all, if you're there with a hot girlfriend, you're going to get dumped, and all these other dudes are going to hit on her and call her a hot babe, and then you're going to have to watch her while you're a slave. You're going to be grinding away to make rupees, and she's going to be grinding away to you know what? It's just, let's just move on, actually. Do we want to rank this Abyss? I don't see the point. I mean, if I did, it would be you're probably getting dumped, because it's not a great place. What is this? This is the Over There. The Over There City. I guess it's just called the Over There. I don't remember. It's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It'd be cool to go up there and see everything on a date, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. It's still kind of cheap and lame, I think. Mario's house. If it were an Airbnb, you get to go stay at Mario's house. Now, I would love that. And it's in the woods, so some some people that you bring on a date might like it too, but yeah, I guess like it's probably kind of cheap. It's a little lame unless you're a big Mario fan, but you could have some fun there. There's like a secret basement and bunk beds and a yard. And you can see fireworks from the castle there sometimes. So we could, I guess, at the bottom of great date night. I think some fun could be had at Mario's house. And that brings us to Peach's Castle. We're like halfway done here, so we gotta rush through. Peach's Castle, I mean, come on, you get to stay in a beautiful castle. There's always a chance it gets uprooted by Bowser's castle, but I think, well, in the picture it does show that happening. But that would be kind of fun, actually, and if it doesn't get uprooted, it'd be really great. Anyway, so we're gonna call it a romantic getaway, and but we're gonna put it, I think, at the bottom of these, because these all are kind of a little more interesting. Petalburg is kind of like Koopa Village, but a bit nicer. We're gonna put that, I guess we're just gonna put it here. Okay, Poshley Heights. We're gonna stay in the Royal Poshley Tower, I believe it's called. That's the name of the hotel. And yeah, I mean, that's one of the best possible dates here. I guess you kind of could assume you went on the train to get here, but I mean, we can count it separately or together. It doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, this as well is marriage material. You get to check out the sanctum, you get some fresh pasta, you get to jump in the fountains. I mean, it's a good time. And the only thing I would say, yeah, the excess itself would still beat it, but Poshley would beat all of the rest of these. Okay, Rogueport. If you bring your significant other, your date, to Rogueport, I would say you're getting dumped, but actually you're probably getting jumped. And your girlfriend or boyfriend is probably getting jumped as well with you. So I don't think there would be a chance for you to get dumped, but if there were, I think you would probably get dumped. So I think it's better than these three, but let's put it there. Also, I'm changing my mind, and the creepy steeple is badass, and I'm gonna go about this and assume that you're not turning into a pig, that it takes place after that, but you're actually staying in Duplus's penthouse suite with the most beautiful view you could possibly imagine, which means it is a romantic getaway. And as far as where romantic, we'll put it here. I think that would be good. Okay. Sammer's Kingdom, I'm not going to include it. If you go there, you're going to die. The what is this? The Schwank Fortress in Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, like, that's the sewers, basically. And you would be getting dumped if you went there, but I'm not going to include that, because it's too small to even consider. I'm surprised it's on this little tier list. Shiver City is beautiful and nice. I think it would be a great date experience. You can ice skate, you can have some nice food. So yeah, I mean, probably above the cannon even. I think it would go here. It's not like as good as this stuff, but it's better than just being in the cold with the cannon. I don't think Shiver City is as cold, and there's some nice houses and hotels, I think, some inns and stuff. Shy Guy Toy Box, we're not going to include that. It's basically just a dungeon. Outer Space, we already talked about Outer Space with the convenience store. I don't really want to talk about it more. It'd be a bad date because there's nothing to do in this game's Outer Space. It's a terrible level, so we'll skip that. Okay, what's this called? Starborn Valley. Wow, we're getting into the good stuff now, guys. Get ready for some proper date tips, because we're getting into it. Starborn Valley is going to be pretty highly rated. It's nicer than the other snowy areas. It's at least a romantic getaway. I mean, you're kind of in the corner of the entire kingdom, and it would be cold, but you would be inside warm, bundled up, and get to enjoy the snow together, and it would be beautiful. You'd take lots of pretty selfies and post them on whatever you post on, Miiverse or whatever kids use these days, and I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be nice. So I think because of how isolated it is, and you're surrounded by little stars, I almost said something really bad there. I'm not gonna say that out loud, actually. You can fill in the gaps, but I almost called the stars by the name of the main little star, Twink, and I almost said you're surrounded by a bunch of little of those. But we'll just we'll just move over that and pretend that none of that happened. So yeah, it'd be better than being at the beach. Is it better than going to the Glitz Pit? I mean, that's not really romantic, going to the Glitz Pit, but it would be kind of fun. It'd be like going to Vegas, which isn't like romantic, but it's fun. Yeah, I think it's better than the Glitz Pit, but not better than these like top tier Airbnbs. Okay, this is Starhaven, which very similar to Starborn Valley. I mean, like the same pros and cons. Honestly, it's probably even prettier. And there, it's like you have a great view, and you can visit the sanctum. So it needs to be higher than this. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty damn high, actually. I would say it probably should be here at least, if not under marriage material. Should it be under marriage material? I mean, yeah. Probably. That's a really nice place, like, to go for a Valentine's weekend, for a little getaway. And like, it'd be a nice place to propose to somebody. So yeah, I think we can put it up here. I think we can put it above Poshley Heights, actually. I mean, Poshley Heights is amazing. It's not going to be above the train, but I do think we can sandwich it between these two. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just do it. Toad Town is, yeah, you just kind of go in the town. Just put it in here, I guess. Not much to do, but you can play with some little oinks, if you know what I mean, and have a good time. Okay, next is Twilight Town. Okay, so we got rid of the pig context for the creepy steeple. It's pigless, it's just a nice Airbnb. So for Twilight Town, let's keep it. If you go to Twilight Town, well, first of all, you're gonna have to write on your date's butt their name, and then second of all, they're probably gonna get turned into a pig, and also it's not very nice. Like, it's cool, I like it, but it's ultimately it's not very nice. So I think if you go to Twilight Town and your significant other turns into a pig, you're probably getting dumped. So we'll put that right here. And then we got Rogueport Sewers. I mean, I'm not gonna rank that again, like, because again, like, it's not a good place, but it's not very funny to talk about it. You're probably getting dumped unless you're there with Goombella, in which case she'd probably think it's super cool and would probably want to be your best friend. This is the River Twigs. I think it's supposed to represent all of the underwear, though. So I guess we'll consider this context that you're going to the underwear, which obviously is the point of a romantic Valentine's date. I can't believe it. Okay. Family-friendly channel, everybody. Joe Pro. It's like a nice little Lego guy at one point, and now it's not. But okay, so the River Twigs. So you're in the underwear, and there's not much to do. But the main highlight of the date is you ride on the boat on the River Twigs, and that's kind of nice, honestly. Like, you have to be dead to go there, but actually, like, I don't know. That's kind of a great date night. I feel like that would be really cool, very creepy, but very cool. We're gonna put it in the middle here. It's not as nice as some of these, like, better occasions, better what do you call them, like excursions, I guess, but it's better than just like these, which are kind of boring. Wow, what do we have here? We have a shower and bathtub. I am not making any more jokes that I cannot make on this channel. So we're just gonna talk about visiting the Exnaut Fortress, and I mean, it's fine. It's a dungeon though, but at least there's like a room and a bathroom. So I guess we can rank this one. You could probably have a great date night. It is on the moon, which would be kind of cool, but I'm still putting it at the bottom of great date night. But it's not cheap and lame. I mean, it's got to be pretty expensive to get there. Okay, we got 2 left, it looks like. This one is, I believe it's called Yold Town in Super Paper Mario. Why would you go there? There's nothing to do. It's stupid. It's cheap and lame, so I guess we should put it cheap and lame. It's gonna open another thing, though. I don't want to do that. Just forget it. I don't need to rank this one. Here, we'll take out this dungeon of Crystal Palace, and we'll put Yold Town at the bottom of cheap and lame. And then that just leaves Lava Island, which would be really nice. Nowhere near as nice as Keelhaul Key. Actually, that's not true. It's nice. There's a lot to do there. I don't know. I guess, like, yeah, it's still, I don't think it's as nice, though. And there's less, like, to do, and it's very deadly with the volcano. So we'll put this, like, here. We're gonna put it here. Yes, great. Okay. Our list is done. That is a wrap. Let's see, is there anything we need to change? Let's kind of review here. So if you go on the Excess Express into Poshley Heights, it's just your marriage material. You're getting a ring on your finger. If you go to Star Haven, I mean, it's gorgeous. You're going to fall in love. Romantic getaways, Airbnbs at all of these places would be amazing. Staying at this like fancy hotel in the Glitz Pit and doing everything there would be a romantic getaway. Going to Keelhaul Key and enjoying the beach, as well as staying in Peach's massive castle, would all be a romantic getaway. Great date night, doing like an escape room type thing, and staying the night at Boo's Mansion, seeing the Great Tree, going here, going on the River Twigs, the island, riding in or seeing the cannon shoot off, flower fields. I guess it's pretty, whatever. Staying in Mario's house, staying in Peach's room. And then cheap and lame, all of these things, we're not going to go back through them. The only one here at Fort Francis, like, that could be a great date night, I guess, if you're into Francis. So should that be higher? Well, I'm not into Francis, so to me, it'd be cheap and lame. So I will leave it as cheap and lame. And then my favorite category, you're getting dumped. Let me make sure these are in the proper sequence. Gusty Gulch is probably the best one to go to because you're not risking getting mugged or getting turned into a pig. So those are probably gonna be I think turning into a pig's better than getting mugged, just because it's at least pretty while you're waiting to be turned into a pig. And there's always a chance you don't get turned into a pig, which is nice. Rogueport would be pretty bad place. The outer space, going there just to go to a convenience store and suffocating the whole time you're in space too, I think that would be pretty much as bad as it gets, except, no, yeah, this is the worst. Merle's Mansion, I mean, you're just gonna get enslaved, and it's gonna be a bad time for everybody. And like I said, your gal's gonna cheat on you, and you're gonna have to sit there and watch as you're getting whipped, and you're gonna be watching her getting whipped, and it's just not gonna be good for anybody. So yeah, wow, this was fun. Thank you for watching. I had a really fun time making this. I didn't think I was gonna make like this video, and I am working on a few other videos. If you have any hot takes for Paper Mario, any unpopular opinions, please put them in the comments below, because I'm looking to make a fan video with some hot takes. And also, I'm working on a really, really fun scripted video that should be out in a few weeks. So this was a nice little interruption, and I hope you enjoyed it, getting some classic Joe Pro personality. Hope you have a fun Valentine's night if you do have anything planned. And otherwise, I hear ya. I'm right there with you, with no concrete dates in mind, but that is okay. We persevere together. Thank you all for being my hangout for the night, and for keeping each other some company. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Thank you for watching Joe Pro, and goodbye.